Thanks, Susan. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you've been in the world. My name is Sri. I'm from VNNIC, Vietnam, and today I will present on the lessons learned from the second DNSSEC Key Rollover in .vn. I will present the content about the DNSSEC implement in the .vn and the recap of the first DNS key rollover, and then I will go to the second DNSSEC key rollover and some issues, some problem, and about the lessons learned. Okay, I should introduce about the recap about the DNS and DNSSEC in Vietnam, and we are at the beginning. We are start the planning for the DNSSEC in the 2015 about to planning and to prepare the resources about the human, about the equipment, some about technology solution, and go to the 20 and 16. We did it the first time. We signing the DNSS for .vn, only for .vn, and just in our DNS system for CCTLD. So we next step we will go to the 20 and 17. We update the SIS system to support the EPP for the registrars in Vietnam to upload the DS record from the second level domain and from the end user can upload the DS record on our system via EPP gateway. This is just schedule or timeline for the DNSSEC implement. We are the second DNSSEC key rollover. Even we did it in the few years ago, in the few months ago. We did the second DNSSEC key rollover, and we planning for tentative planning to roll over the third DNSSEC key rollover in 20 and 26. And I will introduce about the DNS architect for the .vn in Vietnam. So we have in the DNS system, also the DNSSEC, we have the two. For the DC side and this DR side for the DNSSEC. In the DNSSEC, we have a DNSSEC box. The DNSSEC box include the DNS server, the DNS signer and the HSM. We use the HSM device for the generator key, the DNSSEC key, and signing the DNSSEC, assigning the domain name, assigning the zone for the .vn and for the other second level domain under the .vn. So in the first DNSSEC key rollover, all the key pair of the DNSSEC we generate on the SSM, and we the connection we use the SSM with the BNNIC and via the PKCS 11 and using via the OpenSSL, because the old version of BNNIC, it doesn't support the native PKCS 11. And so in the month of 20 and 18, we did it the first time. We roll over the DNSSEC key for the .vn, and then and also we signing the rest of DNS zone. The rest of .vn zone for the second level domain .vn. Example the .com .vn, .org.vn, and .gov.vn, and so on. We have about 13 second level domain under the .vn. And we have 63 the geographic domain names, like in the name has about the province name or the city name, example the Hanoi.vn and Ho Chi Minh.vn or Haiphong.vn. And for some method of the KS key and the GS key, we are using the this is recommend by the ICANN and for about the DNS community for the key algorithm and the key length for the KSK and for the GSK. We are using the algorithm is the SSA 25.6, and we have the length at about the 2048 bits, and as well for the GSK we have a smaller length. It's just about 1024 bits. And for the key timing, we use the ZSK for the method to roll over the GSK, and we run the GSK is every 3 months, and we generate all the key for the rollover in a year. Each zone we have about four DSK key pair and one KSK. So the KSK we use a double sign. The double KSK present on the VN zone. About the second DNSSEC Key Rollover in the .vn, we did it in the June and July in this year. So for this event, we have 4 things about the DNSSEC procedure and the key manager and the key rollover and sign-in software. So for the DNSSEC procedure, so please next slide. So because we have 2 sites for the DNSSEC box, as I told you before, then we when we sign in this box, we have to change. We have to switch to another box to that not affect another box is for the DNSS. So we did we switched the signer first, and then we because we have to upgrade and we set up the firmware of the SSM to the latest version and the newest OS on the DNS signer, because now on the DNS signer we use the Red Hat for the OS and for and binary for the DNS software, and then we have to upgrade and upgrade the OS and upgrade the DNS software. So we have to do this first, and then we will generate the DNSSEC key for the KSK and for the DSK. And so for the key generation, we have to generate for the all of our domain. We have about 80 zones because we have a .vn zone and 79 just second level domain under .vn. So the next we will after we generation, we have to back up the key. The synchronize another box to this box to another box for the DC on the other side. So, and then after the keys were synchronized, then we go to the key rollover for the .vn first, for the second level domain first, and then we rollover for the .vn. So for the signer switch, as I told you before, we have 2 signers, one active and one standby. So before the rollover, we have to upgrading for the SSM and DNS assigner. And for the upgrading, we have for the DNS assigner, we have upgrade the DNS OS, the OS of DNS server and the software. So for the SSM, we have upgrading the SSM, the firmware to the newest version. So and ensure the SSM can load the old key, because when we upgrade the firmware of SSM to the old version to the newest version, it will make sure that the new version that can read and can load the old key from the old version, because we still do this for the DNS assigner, because we cannot remove that and we cannot replace this key in because we are do this for the later, I mean for the DNS key rollover, that we cannot remove it immediately. And for the new key generation, that we generate the old key for the alternate key for the third month, I mean for the 1 year for the KSK and ZSK for .vn and second level .domain. So we are using the script, I mean using the automatic process to sign in the new keys, and we just run it and generate and check it after we generate generation. So for the because we are using the SSM to generate the key, so the SSM required the smart card. We have 5 of 7 smart cards required for generate and backup and restore the keys, and did it for security solution of the SSM. So we have at least 5 drones for the SSM. So after that, we have, we ensure that private key and using the correct exponent. And for the for the information of the keys, we use the same method with same algorithm for in the first time. I mean the KSK to SSA 25.6, and the length is 2048, and the DSK is the same algorithm, and the length is a little bit smaller. So, and we would check it and make sure that each zone will have a 4 ZSK to 0 in the 1 year, and the 1 KSK for per zone. So after we generate and check the DNSSEC key for the zone, so we do the rollover key. Because we are using the method for automatic for the DNSSEC key rollover, we are I think for we are using binary with the SSM for to rollover the DNSSEC key. So we are using for with the native PKCS 11, and for the DSK we use the double signature, and the same for the first new key, and the KSK we use double KSK. And this is a timeline for the DNSSEC rollover key. So we generate the 4 keys pair for the each zone for the ZSK, and for KSK we just using the 1 key without the transition. So what's key backup and store, and we use the SSM role for the backup and restore. And I told you that we use the at least 5 of 7 the smart key for the 5 zone, at least for the 5 rows, and we back up to from the primary SSM to the secondary SSM. So we have the monitoring system to monitor the zone status and monitoring the process of the DNSSEC. We use the log debug in the binary to detect the issue in this with the process for the DNSSEC Key Rollover, and so that is the monitoring that we do for the DNSSEC process. We are monitoring the log and for the status of the zone or for the servers. And now we have from the first time we enable the DNSSEC for the .vn. Now we have 7,000 domain names, signed domain names. But the total about we have 600,000 domain name for the .vn. So just about 1% DNSSEC zone signed. So we have the challenge first. Some challenge that we're facing about the double signature. That I told you that we use the first new key for the escape that because for the first key in the ZSK that we use for the rollover because we use a double signature, then the size of the zone is very big and we have a long time to roll over this zone, and that is the best. But it's not affect to the end user that we can resolve it in ourselves. So for some lessons learned about this DNSSEC Key Rollover, so we will make sure the software of the DNSSEC for the server, for the ISM to the its access requirement, and maybe some information about CPU and the RAM, the memory of the server, and we'll make ensure that the all run about the registrar and the ISP, maybe the DNS hosting provider, that they have to contact immediately if we have any issue related to DNSSEC to resolve that immediately. That's for the timing that I reminded that about the KSK, and for GSK we use the method for this, because that is very important. If we have some mistake about that, it will affect to many users, the domain in the under TLD. And the important thing about the DNSSEC with SSM that we make sure that the NTP is synchronization and ensure the network connected between the SSM to the DNSSEC server is stable, is not disconnect it or is flaps, is not too good. So as well about the network environment, so we need support the EDNS 0, and the firewall will have to allow the packet, the DNS packet over the 512 bytes. So some issue we got it because of the network issue. Is some of the firewall equipment not allow the DNS packet over the large size. Then we have that, and the EDNS 0 that we some equipment, some firewall not support it, and then we resolve that. Okay, so that's it of my presentation. So if you have any question, please. Thanks.
Petuš Paček, ASC. Thank you for presentation. It's nice to see into operations of TLD. It's always surprising that everyone does a little bit different things. I wonder, have you investigated why the signing is so slow? Because 6 hours seems that it's very slow. And my guess would be that it's HSM or the driver between HSM and the bind, because 6 hours is just too much for 600,000 names. Do you have some insight into why?
Hello. Because as I told you that we use the fully DNS-SEC signed for the zone. I mean we reside the zone with the fully without the DNS I mean the OTP SS3 that we use the fully DNS-SEC signed. Then we will take a long time for the DNS-SEC. But and then I think it's unusual for the signing process. Then that is my question, because how can we choose the best method for the DNSSEC key rollover for the GS key? Just because that is challenge phase that we facing in the DNSS processing. So I think we chose the wrong method, because we use the fully the DNSSEC key, the signing DNSS for this zone. So it's a root cause for the how it's long or how it's take a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you have any advice for that?
Not on the spot, but we can discuss afterwards.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
I wanted to ask, is there a chance you will parallel sign with the elliptic curve ECDSS type 13 key as well? I mean, it seems to be cryptographically stronger and smaller, and I think as most clients don't validate the DNSSEC chain so far, I guess the clients that do are pretty modern and up to date and would support both types.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, because I cannot hear you clearly? So
right now you were assigning the zone with the RSA key.
Yeah.
And I think the EC DSA key is more modern, and like Cloudflare is a big supporter of that. And I think most name servers also tend to use the more smaller and cryptographically stronger elliptic curve key. But you as a registry don't sign your zone with that yet. Will you do that in parallel or switch to elliptic curves later?
Because thanks for your question. That because we refer the document and some recommendation about the RFC and about the from the ICANN, from the DNS community, and the most popular algorithm of the DNS key that we should use it for the for signing the zone. Then we choose the SSA to 25.6 for the method.
But would the zone be too big if you sign with both types?
With them for all the zone.
Okay. From Stefan, do you plan to do an algorithm rollover at the next KSK change?
Can you repeat that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you plan to do an algorithm roll at the next KSK change?
It's about it. We have a tentative planning for the next in the 2026, yes. In the 3 years, more 3 years.
Thank you. And Ed gets the last word.
Yeah, and Louis,
Yes.
I can. And maybe you covered this, I might have missed this. What made you decide to change your KSK this time? Was there a triggering event for it? Just it was time to do it, or I was curious what the motivation was to do the process.
I'm not sure for the question. Can you speak a little?
But basically, why? Why did you do it now? Why?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a more blunt way of saying it. Why now? Why did you do this now?
Just because we did the first DNSSEC key rollover in the 20 and 18. Then we have a long time to about 18 to about 5 years, and then we think it's 5 years is enough, that we have to. It's time for the change for the rollover for DNSSEC keys. Yeah. Thanks.